So yes, let us start with today's session, that is about the daily news analysis. Good morning, Atul. Okay. So yesterday we were discussing about the different news which is related to different angles. Now today we will going to cover 2 to 3 news which are actually the international relation news, and that is very basically important from examination point of view, because recently BRICS meeting has been done, our Prime Minister was there, and India is always a sugar on the ice type of stuff, is actually like sugar on the cake kind of a stuff, is like sayings or quotings or whatever the things which is actually concluded by India is considered as one of the most important thing in this perspective. So starting with, we will see what is actually, we have already discussed in one of the live sessions ki actually what is BRICS and what are the countries initially who were part of it, and later what are the countries which has been added for the same. So now basically we will discuss what was actually the key takeaways, how many countries have recently joined this organization, because UPSC has asked question from this point of view, from this particular area. In future they can ask you, because this year G7 and BRICS has held. G7 is an organization which is of a developed countries, and BRICS is an important organization of developing countries. So in mains and prelims point of view, they can either, from mains perspective, they can ask the differences, and in prelims point of view, BRICS and G7 becomes very important. Plus next year also BRICS is very important, because we have managed to get basically the leadership or the membership, or basically next year in 2026 BRICS will be held in our country. Chronology के हिसाब से it should be Russia, but Russia is not currently in a position, it is in a war. That's why next year the summit of BRICS will be held in 2026, that will be in India. So from this year point of view and from next year point of view, this organization is very important. So what are the key takeaways? Let us see just the basic thing about the BRICS. Recently it was held in Brazil. Then what was the theme? Strengthening the global south cooperation for more inclusive and sustainable governance. Theme usually not asked in prelims, prelims mein statement base mein. Majority themes are asked in state services. So it's always important to just go through the theme of the different organizations or different meetings which are conducted in the country, because state services can ask you about the theme of any particular XYZ meeting. Now current mein how many members are there? BRIC is specifically known as BRIC. So initially it was BRIC, which include your Brazil, Russia, India and China. Then in 2010 we have added S, that is South Africa. So till year 2024 this organization was BRICS, BRICS. Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, but from 2024 majority of the countries have added this, that is your Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Indonesia, and in 2025 January itself Indonesia has become member, and majority of the countries have become the partner country. What do you mean by partner country? That means they are not actually the member, the deciding and voting authority is not in their hand, but they are partners. They can take part in the meetings, but they don't have right to vote or vote in that particular meeting. So what are the countries which are BRICS partner countries? So it's Belarus, Bolivia, Cuba, Kazakhstan, very important from Indian uranium point of view, Malaysia, Nigeria, Thailand, Uganda, Uzbekistan and Vietnam. You will see majority of the initiative which has been taken by our country in Central Asian countries, that is STAN countries, majority of time you will see Kazakhstan ke saath always we discuss about Uzbekistan, because Uzbekistan is also having a rare earth elements. It is also not in abundance, but a good amount of uranium can be seen in this region as well, and Kazakhstan is the highest reserve. So that's why we talk in relevance of these two countries. So yes, these are the BRICS plus now. Now it's not no more a BRIC organization, it's now called as BRICS plus. What is the history, how it evolved, what are the reasons of evolving, that already I have discussed in another live. So you can go in that live session and you can see what is actually the formation about. But yes, this is actually the new thing, and this part is very important. What are the countries and added and which are the partner countries. Main agenda kya hai? So specifically India, in current point of view, we will our Indian perspective is very important, as we are Indian and we are preparing for Indian states, Indian examination. So yes, Indian perspective nowadays is very clear. Two things. We are talking about T plus C. What is T plus C? T is your terrorism. Yeah, you can say we are talking about CTC. What is CTC? CT is counter terrorism. And C, another C is your climate resilience or climate change. So currently we are talking about CTC. What is CTC? That is counter terrorism and your climate. So in any platform, jahan bhi your prime minister will go, he or she, specifically prime minister, president or any or other dignitaries, wherever they will go, they are talking about these two terms, that is CT and C. Counter terrorism and your climate. And in the recent meeting also, our main focus was counter terrorism, and yes, all this BRICS country has openly criticized Pakistan and the Pahalgam attack which has been done on our country. Secondly, we have worked on climate change, and our prime minister has given a environmental full form of BRICS. We will see ki bhai kis tarike se we have given that acronym of BRICS rather than Brazil and Russia, India, China. We have given and basically definition, or we have given an acronym, a name which is related to your climate change. So two main priorities which were there also in this and which is also the aim and objective of this organization, and we have also specifically focused on that. That is majorly is counter terrorism and your climate. And plus we are also talking about AI. So AI, artificial intelligence, is future, is current situation, will be future, and future mein it will be tabahi. That's why everyone is talking about AI based governance, and it is actually very important and it is need of the system. High short zone. So yes, this is actually the need of the scenario ki yes, it is very, 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 very important. So recently में BRICS में क्या-क्या बात हुई? So it's a Rio de Janeiro declaration. Whenever we are conducting these kind of organizations or these kind of meetings of different world organization platforms in any particular country, we called that declaration by their name. For example, it was held in Brazil, that's why it is known as Rio de Janeiro Declaration, and when G20 meeting was held in India, we called it as a Delhi Declaration. So for declaration means the final, whatever the debate and discussion has been made, every member of the country, every member of that particular organization have finally agreed, yes, we are agreeing to all the terms and discussions and the trade agreement which we have signed in this particular meeting. So we talked about Rio de Janeiro Declaration, Global South Representation Push, AI and Climate Framework. South-South cooperation, all the South-South cooperation countries, India as a leader. I am repeating again and again, chances are very high that UPSC might ask question from this area. Now, what are the initiatives we have taken? What are the initiatives we have actually as a Prime Minister? Because our Prime Minister's speech was highly appreciated on this platform. Everyone was like, Modi, Modi. And I'm not talking about India. I'm talking about BRICS ka meeting. Ki yes, dil mein everyone in heart was saying this only because our Prime Minister is a very good orator. I'm not sure about the leader, but yes, he's a very good orator. Now, what is actually because Modi has talked about various things. Specifically, we focus on counter-terrorism as usual. Very stronger urge which was done by our Modi to basically work on United Nations Security Council reform. Okay, this is very important because India want to become a permanent member of United Nations Security Council. There are P5 countries. I have already discussed in detail in other class also, other live session, what is United Nations Security Councils and which are the countries. In China, our main problem in that United Nations Security Council permanent member is your China. So they have 15 members, 10 a non-permanent member which is selected after every 2 years, and 5 permanent members. So India want to become a permanent member of United Nations Security Council because we believe that we are the perfect example from every perspective, चाहे economic हो, social हो, democratic हो, from nuclear हो, from every point of view we are a right candidate to become a permanent member of United Nations Security Council. Now Brazil is also the country which want to become a permanent member of United Nations Council, but actually this is also the reality that it doesn't fulfill all the norms which is required to be the member of P5. P5. So yes, we have talked, yes, India want to become a permanent member of United Nations Security Council. Then we have talked about IMF reforms. It is an international funding community which is known as International Monetary Fund. When recently Operation Sindoor was going on, IMF was the one who has given fund to Pakistan in between. First they rejected, then they have chalo theek hai bheek de hi dete hain. So they have just actually Pakistan literally begged to IMF ki please hame paise de do because our economy is dying. So during Operation Sindoor they were asking money and IMF have released that fund. That was also quite shocking ki in the international perspective when there is a war-like situation and you are also not that idiot that you cannot understand that this particular money which Pakistan is asking from you as an organization, they will going to use in their nuclear weapon or weapons kind of stuff. At that time you are releasing fund and on the other hand you are saying that you want to stop this war, you want peace. And why it was released? Because IMF meant developed countries have a strong hold like your USA, and USA was actually saying that I want to stop this war, but actually USA was inside of Pakistan. That is also internal conspiracy which is going on, but yes, that is important कि USA has never supported India directly. तो he says कि हाँ भाई चलो हाँ I'm with you, but indirectly it is always on the side of the other country. So in the current scenario also, Pakistan was saying yes I condemn this and USA was saying I condemn this and that, but actually the reality is that ki indirectly there was a full support of USA to your Pakistan. That's why IMF funding was released. That's why Prime Minister on this global platform said that I need your votes. But the problem is that P5 countries, which include your USA, Russia, China, actually these 5 countries, they have the veto power. Veto power says that if any of these P5 countries, like all the countries, including the 4 countries, let's say of P5, permanent 5, and all the other countries which are part of United Nations Security Council, they have voted in favor of India's India membership as a permanent member of United Nations Security Council. But if China use its veto power, then every majority vote, like let's say 9:1 ho gaya, 9 countries, let's say they are saying that they want India to be part of the permanent member of United Nations Security Council, but one country, that is China, is voting against India, then that is not ki majority will win. Nahin. Veto power means if whatever the decision, despite being what is the majority, despite being 99.99% want India to be member, that if that 1% vote, that 1% vote or country vote is there, that P5 out of P5 is using its veto power, that means that particular thing is null and void. That's why majority of the time China has voted against India in the urge to become a permanent member of United Nations Security Council. So highly we demanded for the reforms in the United Nations Security Council, we demanded reforms in your IMF reforms, because recently IMF have supported other country when there was a situation. We want ki bhai mat support karo. If you're not supporting us, then don't also support the rivalry country, matlab just have a neutral stand. But IMF has released fund, that was also the concern for India. We talk about climate justice, and this is very important. Our Prime Minister has given an acronym for the BRICS, that is related to environment. Building resilience and innovation for cooperation and sustainability. This is also kind of a theme which is actually the theme of this year. So BRICS, building resilience, innovation for cooperation and sustainability. So UPSC can ask you how is the BRICS journey from BRIC as an economic to a BRIC as an as building resilience and innovation for cooperation and sustainability organization, explain or comment. So UPSC can ask you in question means like this ki how the journey has changed from economic transparency or to improve economic trade from economic trade to different angles and specifically to the climate change. So this can be asked in paper, so you should be aware of these terminology. So India have a very strong focus on this, and we said that climate justice is our moral duty. You can use these key terms or speeches, part of speeches in your introduction and conclusion, because this will going to give you edge mark. And best part is that ki use in an intro, because intro mein hi to starting mein you have to impress the evaluator. Yes, dekho, I know whatever has been said in that particular organization or meeting. So climate justice as a moral duty, this was actually said by, and we have given an acronym for the BRICS, which is related to climate. Now then obviously I have already told you कि in 2026 this was the 17th BRICS meeting. 2026 में the BRICS 18th meeting will be held in India. वैसे तो meeting held on a rotational basis. That means Brazil के बाद officially the meeting should be in your Russia, but Russia is currently in a warlike situation. Then definitely Russia is not in a position to hold any of the international meeting, and none of the countries will risk their life and go to this particular country to just discuss climate change and AI. बोले जान रहेगी तो सब discuss होगा. So that's why Russia has cancelled this. Now according to the rotation का rules and regulation, now it will be held in India. Next year 2027 it will be held in China, then in South Africa, and then उसके बाद we will decide कि is the plus countries are capable enough to hold these particular meeting, because Indonesia is the country which has hold your G20 meeting before India. It was conducted in Indonesia only. So in plus में we will decide कि after this, like 26, 27, 28. After 28, we will decide कि भाई the member countries who have been become part of the BRICS plus, they are capable enough to hold the meeting for BRICS or not. So अभी तो slot is booked. So that's why we have decided कि 2026 will be our year to hold the BRICS meeting. This shows that common sense, here you can apply the common sense कि अब UPSC can ask you that the meeting of BRICS held in after every 2 years. So नहीं, it's held after every year. मतलब it's like annual kind of a meeting. For example 2025 में it's Brazil. Now next it will be in India, and then it will be in China. So yes, everywhere you don't need to imply a knowledge. Some in prelims, common sense and your logical reasoning also works in your prelims examination. So logical reasoning, logical things and guesses are not only used in CSAT paper, it is actually highly important from prelims paper point of view as well. So bridge builder instance for plus we are also looking forward to become a multi alignment. बोला बहुत हो गया USA, China, बहुत हो गया Australia, मतलब Canada, like ठीक है, you are developed, congratulations. Now just give opportunity to other countries also. That's why BRIC country. अब देखो यहाँ पे Trump is like, have you ever played a गली क्रिकेट? ठीक है, गली क्रिकेट में क्या होता है कि 2 टीमें होती हैं, ठीक है, एंड देयर इज ऑलवेज अ 1 or 2 बॉयज और 1 or 2 गर्ल्स, ऐसा क्रिकेट गेम में होता है जिनका बैट होता है, ठीक है. अब तुमने उनको पहली बॉल मतलब पहले बॉल में तुमने उनको विकेट गिरा दिया, व्हाट दे विल से, मैं नहीं लेके, मैं अपना बैट लेके जा रहा हूँ, है ना, कि बोले गेम ही बंद कर दो क्योंकि मैं अपना बैट लेके जा रहा हूँ. सेम यहाँ पे ट्रम्प का सीन है. ब्रिक्स की मीटिंग यहाँ हो रही है, चुल किसको हो रही है? ट्रम्प को. ट्रम्प अब वियतनाम एंड अदर कंट्रीज आर पार्ट ऑफ योर पार्टनर कंट्रीज ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर ब्रिक, तो ही इज सेइंग कि मैं उन पे 25% टैरिफ लगा दूंगा. सो इंडिया ने जो भी बोला थोड़ा सा नाप तोल के बोला, बिकॉज दे बिलीव दैट कुछ भी ऐसा बोल दिया ये ट्रम्प पागल फिर आदमी कुछ कर देगा हमारे साथ. नॉट अ लैंग्वेज टू यूज, बट एक्चुअली ही इज सच अ साइको पर्सन कि उसको लगता है कि पूरी दुनिया उसके आसपास ही घूमनी चाहिए. अपनी इंटरनल पॉलिटिक्स संभालो ना. एलॉन मस्क जो है अमेरिकन पार्टी बना के खड़ा हो रहा है तुम्हारे अगेंस्ट, उसको देखो क्यों दुनिया की चुल में पड़े हो, क्यों तुमको चाहिए कि सब तुम्हारे आसपास ही रोटेट करे. मतलब ये एक वैसी लड़की है जिसको अटेंशन सीकर है, जिसको सेंटर ऑफ अट्रैक्शन बनना है, हर किसी की उसको अटेंशन चाहिए. सो अभी जैसे ही वी हैव टॉक अबाउट दिस बिकॉज इंडिया हैज सेड दैट, एंड येस इन दिस पर्टिकुलर इनिशिएटिव ऑफ ब्रिक्स एंड अर्लियर ऑल्सो वी हैव डिस्कस, या countries have BRICS country have discussed, we will trade in local currency. That means this meeting has also talked about de-dollarization. de-dollarization. UPSC can also ask you ki how de-dollarization can impact the economy. So it can ask you in GS paper 3 point of view also, and it can also ask in GS paper 2 as a IR perspective also ki de-dollarization का क्या effect पड़ेगा, because maximum of the international trade, ठीक है, which is held in the international trade system, that is majorly in dollar. डॉलर कहाँ का है? यूएसए का. सो डॉलर का मोनोपोली इज इन दी हैंड. जब चाहे डॉलर का प्राइसेस अपने हिसाब से फ्लक्चुएट कर दिया, बोला बिकॉज इकोनॉमी का सिचुएशन इज लाइक दैट, तो डॉलर की वैल्यू तो बढ़ेगी ही बढ़ेगी. नाउ कंट्रीज हैव अंडरस्टूड दे आर नॉट केपेबल इनफ, नाउ इन सिचुएशन दे आर केपेबल इनफ टू डील इन देयर लोकल करेंसीज. सो ब्रिक्स इज प्रमोटिंग ट्रेड इन लोकल करेंसी एंड वर्क ऑन डी-डॉलराइजेशन. सो नाउ ट्रम्प इज लाइक नहीं, ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? सो ब्रिक्स बोले अब सारी ब्रिक्स कंट्री पे आई विल अप्लाई टैरिफ. सो ये टैरिफ का जो गेम चालू किया यूएसए ने, दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग विल गोइंग टू इफेक्ट यूएसए इन अ वेरी नेगेटिव सेंस, क्योंकि अब इतना फ्रस्ट्रेट हो जाओगे एक टाइम के बाद ट्रम्प से कि पीपल विल लाइक भाई जो करना है तू करना, तू कर, हमें कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, बिकॉज यू आर नॉट अ मैन ऑफ वर्ड्स. आज कुछ कहता है कल कुछ कहता है. Now, officially majority of the parliamentarians of different countries, they are making this kind of statements कि Trump तो पागल है. Don't believe on the words of Trump. So these are actually, now we have realized कि he's such a psycho person. अब पहले लगता था he's just behaving like a psycho, but he's a very intelligent person. But still we doubt on the same. But yes, what is important that we are talking about multiple engagements, multi-alignment, and ensuring that ki we are not competing West, but we are also not making West countries to interfere in our trade and different matters. Now we are an independent country, we want a development, and now we are no more a unipolar world or a bipolar world. Uni means कि single-handedly power नहीं है, USA is not the superpower, and not even a bipolar world कि USA and Russia is only the country. Now it is a multipolar world. Every country is growing and every country has an opportunity to have a very strong hold in this international scenario. So yes, that's why we are talking about multi-alignment. Then financial strategy, as I already told you, we are working on de-dollarization. We have talked about de-dollarization, but yes, we were in a back of our mind, back of the prime minister mind, it was there कि मुझे ऐसे भी शब्द नहीं बोलने हैं जैसे कि in our country I use against another party, लेकिन मुझे यहाँ पे ये maintain करना है. I have to maintain my words because I don't also want to affect our relationship with USA, because बड़ी मुश्किल से तो we are coming on track, because USA का फिलहाल इस सिचुएशन में USA is growing its relationship with China. So in the current scenario, we can't take any पंगा with USA right now, because we want a hold in market, because we want to compete China. That's why in the present scenario, we will not take पंगा with USA, because USA is now in a situation to highly depending, in the future it will be like highly dependent on China for various of its industry. That's why in the current scenario, our minister had said various things on the BRICS platform, but he also makes sure that line must not be crossed out of which your Trump can get mad. So de-risking rather than abandoning the dollar, he said that abandon नहीं करेंगे dollar को, but yes, we will make sure BRICS country are dealing in their local currencies. Now, strategic diplomacy, we have talked about कि we will work on the South-South cooperation. Major thing is South-South cooperation. All the southern countries, branded line के नीचे, the countries which are considered African country, South American country, Asia, majority of the countries are growing economies or the least developed countries. So, South-South cooperation talks about the development of these countries, so that we can trade among each other and we help each other's economy to grow. And India is considered as a leader of South-South cooperation. So that's why we have said that we should work on these kind of diplomacies. We should work strategically on the diplomacy of growing together. So that was also a very strong words which was said by our minister, and we with what we will cover under this, that is trade, energy, tech, security, and specifically with Malaysia, Cuba, South Africa and other countries, because these countries are one of the good sources of different minerals, gold, diamond and cocoa, and different kind of crops and minerals are found in these particular regions. That's why these countries are very important. Now, as I told you, they can ask you question on what is the difference between BRICS and G7. So let us also revise the G7 which was recently held in Canada, and what is the importance and what are the difference between G7 and BRICS. That is very important. In paper also, if they ask you about any of these kind of comparison, just draw a table and show them ki yes, dekho, this is the clear way I am discussing this stuff. Now what is full form? We will not go into full form ki what is full form, but yes, members in 2025, we have already discussed how many members in that particular earlier, but still Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, Saudi Arabia, UAE and Indonesia, USA, UK, France, Germany, Italy, Canada and Japan. India here is a partner country. Matlab India is a observer status. India doesn't have right to vote in this meeting, but yes, India has a very strong say in this particular meeting. So recently there was no official invitation has been given by Canada to our Prime Minister. Then all the G6 countries, they have said that this is not good, you have to send invitation because our conversation will not be fulfilled without India. So this is very strong statement which was done by these G6 countries, and that time your Canada have given, after that, after a lot of debates and conspiracy, Canada has finally given that particular invitation to your India, and Prime Minister was there in G7 meeting. Establish your, this is not important from our examination point of view. Headquarters, this is very important. Like other organization, SCO ka it's Beijing. Like other organization, India, these two organizations, G7 and BRICS, they doesn't have any specific headquarters. So meetings are held on a rotational basis. That's why every country has given a special hold in these meetings. So no permanent headquarter can be seen of BRICS or G7. Primary focus, working on the governance of South-South cooperation, development, multipolarity, economically, same nature of bloc. What is the nature of bloc? Emerging economies, developed democracies. If we compare to the share of GDP as per 2025, they are approx GDP purchasing power parities, मतलब खरीदने की क्षमता बहुत ज़्यादा है, 35 to 36%. And 30 to 31%. हालांकि GDP difference is there. They have a developed countries, they have a good GDP, but yes, we are also not behind. Then share in world population, obviously South Asia को कौन हरा सकता है? All the गरीब देश are very populated countries. So 40 to 45% of the world population is in this area, and around 10 to 15% areas. Now currency focus, promote de-dollarization. This is very important, and use local currencies like BRICS and rupee. This is also important कि India rupee is now used by how many countries, because UPSC can ask you falana countries, which of the following country are using rupee. Rupee is actually a transition system which is actually wholly fully developed by our own country, that is India. So that becomes important. Most of the trade of G7 is done in dollars and euro. Key initiative, new development bank, ये पूरा डिटेल में बात करने के बाद ही समझ आएगा. Then we have IMF, World Bank, Financial Stability Board. That's why we have criticized IMF, because it is of developed countries and they manipulate IMF accordingly. Recent additions, we have already saw Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran in this particular region. No new addition has been taken place. Again, in this particular G7 ka meeting, your Trump had unexpectedly said that कि पहले it was G8, Russia was part of it, but in 2014 when it attacked Crimea, these G countries, that is group of 8 countries, they have decided कि बाहर जाओ, Russia please just go outside, कि you will not temporary, your membership has been cancelled from this G8. So what happened? It became in 2014 again G7. Now in this G7 का meeting, out of the box, Trump was like, मेरे को तो attention मिल ही नहीं रही, कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा attention के लिए. So what he did? He said, just add Russia. ठीक है, every G6 country was shocked कि ये बंदा जिसकी लड़ाई चलती है रशिया से, he is saying कि भैया तुम रशिया को ऐड करो. पहला तो शॉक हुआ है, G6 countries और इंडिया उभर ही रहा था उस चीज से. Second thing what Trump said in this particular कि add China as a permanent member of G7, and everyone is like, तो सच में पागल है क्या? Because India was in a very strong position. India को तो लग रहा था कि जिस हिसाब से special invitation गया है, they will ask India कि भैया आप बन जाओ, you become the permanent member of G countries. But at that time when your Trump said that Russia को ऐड करो वरना China को ऐड करो, so that was actually a shock for everyone, and specifically it was heart attack for India कि भाई क्या कर रहा है. So you are a rivaler, you are having a very good, you are having a rivalry with your China and Russia, and now you are asking them to become a permanent member of G7. What you are about to? What kind of diplomacy or what kind of international strategy actually you are following? So this was actually the question which was made in your G7. इंडिया का रोल क्या है? इंडिया इज अ फाउंडिंग मेंबर, हियर इट इज अ स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनर, सो नो वोटिंग राइट्स इन G7, बट yes, India has a very strong hold in this particular area. Now this is also the second news which is very important. Okay, I guess I have discussed रुपए वाला thing बाद में. हाँ, ठीक है. From the second, so from here we have covered 2 to 3 articles only. Sorry. फटाफट let us complete the another very important article. UAE golden visa का thing has been revived. Just give me one more second. This is a golden visa what actually UAE is planning to give on a pilot basis to your Bangladesh and India. Earlier there was a concept of golden visa, but now they have extended this and they have given a new form or new version to this particular golden visa, that is UAE official residency golden visa. Now UAE may be specifically majority of the Indian people or the Nepalese people, Pakistani people, Bangladeshi people, they are actually going to Dubai. Dubai is now like a new hub. Dubai is like कि चलो कहीं ट्रिप मार के आते हैं तो दुबई चल सकते हैं. तो दुबई is actually traveling. Dubai is a very cheap also. Or plus Dubai is actually the new platform for economic and development. Actually it's already a very developed country, but these Central Asia, these West Asian countries, they have realized that कि एक वक्त के बाद तेल and gases will going to end. So we have to shift to different platforms. Either it is AI or non-fossil kind of platforms. That's why they are actually presenting different kind of initiatives, and one of them is your golden visa. And this is a pilot based project for Indian and Bangladeshi specifically, not any other country. So please don't get confused with it. सबसे पहले you have to understand the difference between residence or citizenship. UAE is not providing citizenship, they are providing residency, यानी कि जाके रह सकते हो, वहाँ के नागरिक नहीं हो, you can't vote, can't elect, can't basically become part of the election. You can just go and live there, you can contribute in the economy. So that is a residency wala stuff. This is not citizenship. So what is the difference between resident or citizen? Resident who can legally live in that country but not a citizen. Citizen is like you finally have authority, you are legally belongs to that country. Then nationality नहीं, मतलब they doesn't like, उनको वहाँ की nationality नहीं मिलती residents को, but you are the national of that country. Generally they cannot vote, they can vote in all elections. Residents, they cannot vote, they does not get country passport. We have a passport for our country. Cannot contest election or hold top government positions. They can contest election. Obviously if you are citizen तो आपको तो ये तो आपका fundamental right है, right to fight for elections. Good morning Ankush beta. Then stay can be temporary or long. Then permanent, obviously if you are a citizen then you are permanent. कोई भी you can't join any army or the forces. You obviously you have right to join the forces. Limited and conditional life is there, but here if your fundamental rights have been violated, then definitely government and different authorities will going to work. Restrictions on property rights, but usually property rights are not restricted. Earlier in India also we can't buy land in Jammu and Kashmir, but Article 370 removal, we now can purchase land in that area, but still our right to property is restricted in the extreme tribal areas, because we can't go and buy land in that area, but specifically we have a right to move and reside and buy property in any of the areas. So these are basically the basic difference between your residency and citizenship, which you should be aware of. Chaliye, now है क्या ये बवाल? What is actually golden visa is all about? पहले golden visa was there, but now they have extended this policy. They have made things like more organized, and they have just basically kind of extension of proper residency thing. But earlier it was just a golden visa, but now they are also giving a residence permission, जहाँ you can invest and have properties and different fields में. Why I was aware of this because I was a fan of Neha Kakkad and currently I am also. But Neha Kakkad was given your golden visa of UAE. Then Farah Khan was given. Shah Rukh Khan was the brand ambassador. So Shah Rukh Khan is one of the first Indian actor who has been made ambassador of Dubai tourism. That is UAE tourism. So those person, Amitabh Bachchan ji, they have a golden visa. But now they have extended for the other people also. Other maybe not you and I as a student, we need golden visa. Nahi. बोले चलो आगे बढ़ो. We need rich and cream people. So they are giving this golden visa to rich and cream people who can invest in their economies, who can help them to excel their economies. So नल्ले लोगों को they are not inviting, they are अपने घर पे रहो. So a pilot program allowing Indian and Bangladeshis and professionals to obtain a limited lifetime UAE golden visa, but you have to pay one-time amount, that is 23 lakh approx. That is in their currency AED में, that their currency is basically, that is approx 1 lakh है दो, हाँ 1 lakh का, लेकिन अपन के हिसाब से that is approx 23 lakh without needing real estate investment or trade licenses. So if you want this golden visa residency ka thing, then you have to pay one time mein, that is you have to pay amount that is 23 lakh and we want your golden visa. And just imagine, ये बात हुई है, like एक हफ्ता ही हुआ है recent में, more than 5,000 people, Indian people have already applied. तो सोचो 5,000 में से अगर दे लाइक 1,000 लोगों को भी दे गिव दैट पर्टिकुलर रेजिडेंसी, तो 23 लाख इन 2 प्लस जो है अपना माइनस करके अपना लगा लो मल्टीप्लाई करके, सो इट विल बी अ ह्यूज नंबर ऑफ मनी दैट विल बी प्रोवाइडेड टू योर UAE from our side. Already UAE में a large number of Indian diaspora can be seen and we are the largest number of remittances, यानी कि पैसा जिस देश से भारत में आ रहा है in form of remittances gift, that is your UAE and Middle East countries only. So that's why उसके बाद it will going to boost India and UAE relationship. UAE ऐसा लगेगा कि कुछ टाइम बाद में in parliament we will pass a bill कि UAE is Indian territory and उसको Indian territory घोषित कर दो. So it will be like that kind of a scenario. But yes, it's a lifetime residency program, not a citizenship program, it's a residency program. But you have to pay this much amount. Who is eligible? All the investors, new entrepreneurs. So basically this aim is also to promote startups. So according abhi recent May 2025 mein we had a meeting and we have decided that we will going to promote startups. That's why the entrepreneurs can basically get a golden visa for lifetime. So investors, entrepreneurs, top student, not normal students, top class students, so that they will going to contribute in economy. Scientists, executives, educators, specifically teachers, principal, university faculties, frontline healthcare workers, nurses. Already majority of the nurses, specifically from the South India, they are working in Middle East country, and Yemen mein there was a case of nurse also. But yes, majority of the female nurses, they are working in Middle East areas. Then digital creators, they are also inviting your YouTubers and podcasters. Yes, you also come and we will going to give you because why YouTubers? Because majority of the YouTuber community, whenever they have like, agar you are following many of the celebrities and you're following their daily vlogs, you will see majority of the YouTubers in monthly or either in 2 to 3 months they are visiting to Dubai. So they are the regular visitors to Dubai. They are actually the major contributor in the economy of Dubai. मतलब that पूरा pattern of that tourism industry. That's why they are specifically giving this kind of residency program is actually applicable to these digital creators as well, specifically YouTubers and podcasters. E-sport professionals 25 plus. This is the only stuff where age criteria is mentioned. If you are e-sports professional, but if you are 25 plus, only then you can get your golden visa residency. Then luxury yacht owners and maritime professionals. If you have a luxury yacht, then you can be basically member of, पता नहीं अलग सी ही डिमांड है, but obviously luxury yachts तो उसी के पास होगी ना जो अमीर होगा. Recently और नीता अंबानी जी has gifted a luxury yacht to her daughter-in-law, so उनको she can apply. So maritime professionals, so these are the persons who are eligible. They can ask you in paper who are the person who are eligible for this golden visa. So answer is this. Now it's a proper process. If it is a very strict kind of a process, if you are applying, then there will be a proper background check, कोई पुलिस केस तो नहीं है, any XYZ criminal cases are तो नहीं associated, everything will be thoroughly checked, only then you will going to get this particular residency. So applicants have to go rigorous background checkup, criminal records, social media screening, then you also need one nominee for that. कोई पर्टिकुलर कम्युनिटी और कोई पर्टिकुलर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से व्हेन दे से कि येस वी वांट लाइक यू कैन गो या वी आर परमिटिंग यू एंड दे आर रेजिडेंट्स ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर एरिया, गुड रेजिडेंट्स, recognized residents, only then you can go there. So requires a nomination by recognized authority. And which are the authorities? Example, Rayad Group, sector specific bodies. Why Rayad Group? Because Rayad Group is working in India and we can't directly go to embassy and UAE and we say हमें golden visa चाहिए. नहीं, you have to register in Rayad Group and different major organizations of UAE which is present in the country. लेकिन फाइनल डिसीजन अथॉरिटी विल बी इन यूएई. सो व्हाट आई वाज सेइंग कि क्या क्या एप्लीकेंट एजेंसी कैसे अप्लाई करना है, इट्स मैनेज बाय एजेंट्स, एसोसिएटेड एजेंट्स विच आर प्रेजेंट इन इंडिया. कौन कौन? रयाद ग्रुप, one of the largest groups of UAE, VFS, One Vasco, these are the organization which are present in our country. So if you want to get this golden visa, you have to register in these particular agencies or in this particular agencies ki yes I want a golden visa for UAE by online call or personally. So but yes we need approval from India. If India का एक you have to just take a normal कि हाँ India is allowing कि हम इस particular like for example I have applied for golden visa and after everything final decision authority in that country will be your UAE, but before that India का ministry will decide कि अच्छा this person should go or not. If final stamp from India has also been given, only then that process will move to the another country and then UAE government will decide that I should get, yeah I will be getting that particular visa or residency visa or not. So yes, pre-approval of India is also applied. What are the benefits? Lifetime visa मिलेगा. आप एक बार you get that particular thing of the residency, you can also self-sponsor yourself. You can also sponsor other people. You can also become nominees of the other people. Ki yes, now I have given, I am becoming nominee of this XYZ person who want to come and get this residency visa. So you can become self-sponsor. You can invest in those countries. You can buy properties. You can sell properties. मतलब everything you have a right which is actually important from economical point of view, but you don't have a right to vote. You can't elect, but yes economy की जितनी सारी चीज़ें हैं बढ़ाने के लिए you have a right for that. So this then can sponsor your family and children for stuff कि हाँ भाई अब you can also come, then you can also get tax advantages and other whatever the luxury or whatever the things which are provided to others individuals, मतलब अदर जो भी लोग हैं of the local residents of basically local citizens of UAE, you will get all the authorities but specifically not right to vote an election. Majority of the things will be available to you which is given to their people. Plus if I have decided कि मैं UAE से बाहर रहूँगी but I have a golden visa of UAE, then also they will not going to cancel that golden visa. So this is very important. And freedom to stay outside UAE without losing visa. कि भाई मेरा मन किया मुझे नहीं रहना है, आई एम अ सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया, आफ्टर टेकिंग यूएई का गोल्डन वीजा आई वर्क देयर फॉर फ्यू ईयर्स एंड आई हैव डिसाइडेड मुझे अपना देश ही जम रहा है, आई एम गोइंग बैक टू माय कंट्री. दैट डजंट मीन कि वो मेरा वीज़ा कैंसिल कर देंगे. सो दे हैव अथॉरिटी, 23 लाख रुपए दियो लाइफ टाइम के लिए हमने तुमको दे दिया, अब जो करना है करो, इट्स अप टू यू. यू वॉन्ट टू स्टे हियर और यू वॉन्ट टू स्टे आउटसाइड. So this is the benefits. Now from here, this is under your IR perspective, this is under your SEPA. SEPA is a comprehensive strategic partnership agreement. ठीक है, comprehensive economic partnership agreement. SEPA क्या होता है? We are signing SEPA with the different countries just to make trade more affordable and more effective. That is basically your SEPA. So we have signed a SEPA, that is India and UAE has signed this agreement, SEPA, that is Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, in 2022, and recently in January and February we have celebrated 3 years of signing that agreement, and to commemorate that particular 3-year agreement, this particular golden visa was kind of an initiative which has been taken to celebrate these 3 years. So SEPA was signed with your UAE, that is in 2022, and we have decided that we will going to boost non-oil trade. So all the Middle East country, as I told you, they have realized कि तेल ज़्यादा वक्त तक नहीं रहने वाला है, switch to other things. So to boost non-oil trade, and they have decided to increase the number of money, that is 2030, that is $100 billion. So by 2030 they have decided to increase the amount and trade by $100 billion, wo bhi non-fossil or non-oil trade. This is very important. So when we signed CEPA in 2022 February, we have decided that we will going to make our non-oil trade by 2030, that is $100 billion. We will make sure कि किसी भी तरीके का tariffs and trade exports, import, heavy duties are not imposed on the imports and export, so that the trade can become easy and we can fulfill our goal, and UAE as an economy get benefit from our country, because majority of the people who are going to UAE and specifically to the Dubai are Indians and Bangladeshi. That's why this plan is specifically a pilot program for these two countries. Signed in 2022, what are the areas? Trade and goods services, pharmaceuticals, intellectual property rights, investment and digital rights. So these were the major things, plus we have also talked about startup initiative. Ki UAE and India will going to support their startups, their entrepreneurs, and they will going to help them to boost their economies. Now, countries, rupee, it is very important. UPSC can ask you falana 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 country, which of the following country are officially who are using UAE, where rupee can be used. So in Asia and Middle East, Bhutan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Singapore, Maldives, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Myanmar, South Korea, Oman and Qatar. These are the countries where rupee can be used directly. Then Africa में it's Mauritius, Europe में it's France, expanding to Benelux and Switzerland and UK. Still not in Switzerland and UK, but we are planning to extend into these countries. Other countries which are in progress to basically use rupee is your Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam, Cambodia, Hong Kong and Taiwan. Oh, sorry, Taiwan. And we are promoting tourism with Southeast Asian country. If you want to go to Laos, if you want to go to Cambodia, these are one of the cheapest countries from international trip point of view and very beautiful country. So if you are planning a trip, then you can go to these countries as well, because minimum in 50 to 60,000, like on an average garibi se garibi trip mein, you can cover this trip of these particular countries in 35 to 50 to 60,000 with your, because we have a easy visa policies also, some have visa on arrival as well. So that's why you can visit to these countries. That's why very frequent people of Indian people, they are moving to these countries. They are going for trips and for tourism. That's why we have initiated this rupee, so that payment system become easy in these countries. So countries from which rupee is actually used. So that's all for today. We have covered on an average 6 to 7 articles and content and topics which is related to this. So we have covered different angles. There are a lot to be covered. Like tomorrow we will going to discuss about the Nicobar project, which will get approval from NGT. What is Nicobar project? And recently oil and reserves has been found near Andaman. So if it has been extracted, majority of the needs of Indian oil and gas will be fulfilled from there. So we will discuss in detail about that also, and other newspapers which will be a carry forward, other news which will be a carry forward news which was present in newspaper today, but we were not able to discuss. So yes, we have discussed all the important points, and this is the way you have to revise other topic. Like you have to link one topic with the another, so that majority of the things are covered at a time. So from this we have covered economy also, we have covered rupee also, कि भाई UAE का क्या है, golden visa क्या है, who is the brand ambassador of Dubai, what are the things which are actually we are working on this sector with. So that's all for today. Hope so you have enjoyed this session. We'll meet tomorrow again. Just follow the another session, that is answer writing session. So have a nice day guys. Signing off.